Happy full moon in Cancer and happy 2021, everybody. This full moon becomes exact at 10:28 p.m. New York time on Tuesday, December 29th, which is 3:28 Greenwich Mean Time on December 30th. This is the final full moon of 2020, and congratulations, everybody, on making it through this year. This has been an incredibly tumultuous and difficult 2020, and just by making it through by being here is an accomplishment. Eclipse season has officially ended, and we now find ourselves integrating the changes and codes from the two powerful eclipses and the supercharged solstice great conjunction with this now full moon occurring in emotional watery Cancer. Cancer is the cardinal water sign representing the mother aspect. Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, teaches us how to honor and handle our emotions, as well as how to nurture ourselves and others, and to allow ourselves to be nurtured. With this full moon, we see a renewal of focus on the nurturing, emotional, divine feminine aspect of life. It's a time to recommit to taking care of your body and to nurture the self, while establishing a healthy balance between self and other, as well as a balance between the masculine and feminine energies within, and as well as an improved relationship between your self-care and your role in the outside world. Cancer, which is the maternal homebody of the zodiac, can help us to establish a healthy balance between accepting nurturance, love, and support from loved ones and friends, with establishing and maintaining emotional independence. When we have wounds and traumas that are yet unhealed, we may tend to over-rely on others to help us feel safe, okay, or validated in certain ways. Likewise, some of us may go in the other direction and keep our feelings and emotions locked up inside for fear of being judged or seen as weak. Both sides of the spectrum are unhealthy and miscalibrated, but somewhere in the middle we can find a healthy balance of sharing our thoughts, feelings, and concerns when we feel we need to, with being fully adept at handling our range of emotions on our own. Remember that no one else will be able to heal the wounds within you, though it certainly can be helpful and wise to seek the help of healers, therapists, and trusted loved ones and friends to assist. However, there is no replacement for inner work, and once you become willing to do the work, you've already won half of the battle. One of the most difficult parts of being a human being is having to experience and handle the whole gamut of emotions. It is natural to want to avoid feeling uncomfortable emotions like sadness or anger. This is why so many people find it difficult or even embarrassing to cry. In fact, our subconscious mind does whatever it can to make sure we don't have to feel the uncomfortable emotions that are stored within. It will create our reality in a way that we will be able to avoid feeling the unfelt emotions within that become stored during instances or prolonged experiences of mental, emotional, and or physical trauma, especially those which occurred during childhood. So unless you grew up with parents or caregivers who taught you how to talk about, handle, and alchemize your emotions, which is pretty uncommon in our society, you may have picked up unhealthy coping mechanisms along the way. These unhealthy coping mechanisms directly lead to addictive patterns and other patterns of self-sabotage. Sometimes we learn these coping mechanisms when we're young from TV and movies because our parents didn't teach us, and at school they didn't really teach us. The opportunity to unravel and heal those unhealthy coping mechanisms comes when one embarks on a conscious awakening journey, often seeking out teachers, healers, books, videos, seminars, courses, therapists, plant medicine, and more. In my opinion, one of the most important tools that we can learn in life is to honor all of our emotions. This allows for a proper flow of energy to run through the sacral chakra, as well as helping you to learn how to be a healthy and emotionally balanced human. I believe that we all hold a reservoir of unfelt and unprocessed emotions within. Those unfelt and unprocessed emotions create energetic blockages in the energy field. These blockages can cause physical issues down the line if not alchemized. When you feel sad, stop and take a moment to fully feel and honor the sadness. Let the tears come through. You'll find that once you allow the sadness to be deeply felt, you'll find a lightness wash over you. This is exactly why we feel better after crying. Sometimes when I feel some sadness bubbling up, I'll put on a sad song, hug my dog, and just let myself bawl. I always feel better after a good cry. When you feel angry, triggered, or resentful, avoid expressing the anger outwardly as that only creates more of the energy you're trying to dispel. Rather, take some deep breaths, step away from the situation, and then feel the anger deeply but within yourself. Just taking a moment to feel that anger within rather than without transmutes some of that reservoir of unfelt emotion within, and you'll likely find the anger dissipating and a feeling of peace, well-being, and gratitude washing over you. And it will stay unless your mind brings back whatever you felt triggered by in the first place. Sun in Capricorn opposes this moon. With the Sun in masculine structured Capricorn, which is the father aspect, opposing this moon in Cancer, which is the mother aspect, we are asked to evaluate the space where how we act in the world and what we feel inside meets. Are you keeping yourself busy in the outside world but neglecting your inner world? Or are you on the other end of the spectrum, having gotten so lost in your emotional world that you aren't allowing yourself to make forward progress in the outside world? Or, ideally, have you been able to find a healthy balance where you're honoring yourself and your emotions and feelings while still seeking out your dreams in a practical and accomplishable way? In Capricorn season, we find ourselves in a wonderful energetic portal to make positive changes in regards to our habits, rituals, routines, and self-discipline. It's a perfect time for New Year's resolutions. It's funny when I finally put two and two together. It's like, oh, people always do New Year's resolutions. Well, obviously on the new year, but it's also always happening during Capricorn season. Capricorn season is exactly the best time to do a new juice cleanse or to get a gym membership or to do a daily deep breathing regimen or anything at all that's a positive, supportive ritual. Capricorn season, it supports that. And also it's a great time to set some powerful goals and intentions for 2021 in the days following this full moon. And stay tuned later in this audio transmission for my 2021 energetic preview. Take whatever steps you can over the next 28 days to bring greater balance to your body and make mental peace and clarity a priority. Targeted supplements and nutrition for the brain are crucial if you are not experiencing peace in the mind. However, meditation is truly irreplaceable. It would be of tremendous benefit to all light workers to incorporate at least 5 minutes of daily meditation into their routines, and ideally more. And this can be any type of meditation you'd like, and if you're not sure what's best for you, simply do 5 minutes of deep belly breathing with the intention of emptying your mind and just focusing your attention with your consciousness onto your breath. Moon sextiles Uranus and Taurus. This full moon forms a cooperative sextile with Uranus, which is traveling retrograde currently in Taurus. This also means that the Sun is forming a harmonious trine with Uranus, the planet known as the Awakener in astrology. And a sextile is 60 degrees, a trine is 120 degrees. Uranus is responsible for unexpected surprises, both good and bad, as well as opportunities. With this positive aspect between this sometimes mysterious planet and this full moon, we can look forward to the possibility of positive surprises, miracles, and unexpected opportunities. It is a good omen for those who are looking for expansion and to take their next steps forward in life. Great Conjunction and 2021 Preview. The Great Conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, occurred in 0 degrees of Aquarius on the December 21st solstice, marking the next step of our entrance into the planetary age of Aquarius. Jupiter and Saturn are still very much conjunct, less than 1 degree apart on this full moon. We will feel this conjunction energy strongly over the next month. This great conjunction on this recent solstice marks an exciting new chapter for humanity. Jupiter and Saturn meet every approximately 20 years. However, this was the closest that they have been to one another since the year 1226. These two gas giants complement one another, Jupiter being the great expander, while Saturn being the great restrictor. This massively important astrological event will set the mood for 2021, so to speak. The theme of 2021 will be the push-pull between the desire of the people for freedom and economic sovereignty with the proclivity of governments and the old world institutions to maintain control, order, and the status quo. We will also be seeing a technological revolution directly in the public eye over the next few years, the likes of which we haven't seen since perhaps the days of Atlantis, which was 13,000 years ago. One of the biggest questions for us as a human race over the next several decades will be what the role of technology becomes on our planet. We've already reached a point where technology has become a massive threat to public health, with things like 5.G, Gwen, smart meters, and Wi-Fi keeping us inundated with harmful radiation, increasing the prevalence of cancers and every other chronic illness across the planet. As Aquarius rules technology that is used on a broad scale, like the internet and the technologies that I just listed, we will see this constant push-pull over the next 2 decades between technology that restricts freedoms and technology that increases the quality of life. Aquarius also rules the broader rhetoric in society as well as group and political ideologies. Thus, we will also likely see a constant push-pull between the demands of the public for freedom in all ways and the desire of the old guard to further restrict freedom in order to keep power while sucking even more economic resources from the proletariat. A study has shown that between 1975 and 2018, a sickening $50 trillion was sucked from the bottom 90% income earners up to the top 1%. This great conjunction also spells the beginning of the end for dogma in all ways, including political and religious. Over the next decade, the Christ consciousness will become even more apparent on the planet as more and more people awaken to their true nature as spiritual beings playing the role of humans for a temporary period of time. Unity and love will spread across the planet as the old dualistic separation consciousness that was a marker of the age of Pisces fades away. In the short term, it may seem that the separation consciousness gets worse as some people choose to dig their heels in ideologically. However, at the same time, there will be millions and millions of people turning their focus towards unity and spreading of the light. On a personal level, it's the perfect time to consider your role in this new exciting planetary cycle. Some of you who are listening to this audio transmission do healing work professionally, but that's just one of many possibilities in how one can contribute directly to the new fifth dimensional structures that we're building right now as a collective. We need not only to see further high dimensional innovations in the fields of holistic, natural, and energetic healing, but also in the more Capricorn, so to speak, fields like finance, architecture, science, and engineering. So a good question to journal on is, how do you see yourself fitting into the whole grand picture of this ascension? What do you hope your contribution will look like? What do you hope your contribution will look like 20 years from now at the end of this current Jupiter-Saturn cycle that just started a few days ago? It would be a great exercise to write this out in the present tense as if what you want to create has already been created. Put it on like a note card and put it on the wall somewhere in your room or office so you can see it daily. What do you want your contribution to be in 20 years? The Cancer-Capricorn polarity that we are navigating over the next few weeks asks for you to consider the role of self-care in relation to your role in the world. Are you able to take time for self-care and self-nurturing while still maintaining or expanding your work in the world? If you are overwhelmed with your work in the world, what practical steps could you take over the next few weeks to give yourself more of the self-care you deserve? Or if you've mastered self-care, but feel like you haven't yet found the right service role, what is calling to you? Where would your passion, what helps others, and what pays you meet? Or if you'd rather have your service work not be monetized, which is an option, then how can you practically make your service work a reality, either now or post-pandemic or both, while still maintaining the income that you need from whatever career you already have? 2021 is a 5-year in numerology, meaning it will be a year of transitions. The wheels will be set in motion for all sorts of changes to occur throughout the collective, and life truly will never be the same as it was in 2019. In February, we will have the Sun plus 4 other planets, and for a few days the Moon as well, all in Aquarius. This will be a fascinating time as we could see some interesting things happening politically, socially, and economically, perhaps further restrictions occurring in some countries due to the virus. It could also end up feeling like a really optimistic time of innovation and interesting political ideas. There will be a heightened focus on humanitarian efforts, and this is also when we'll likely see people digging their heels in ideologically, as I previously mentioned, especially with Saturn and Uranus forming a contemptuous square to one another in mid-February. It will also be an amazing time to connect with like-minded individuals, like here within our New Earth community. The internet, ruled by Aquarius, is a fantastic medium for bringing lightworkers together. We may have different beliefs about certain things, but we are all working together towards the same goal of planetary evolution and ascension. Freedom of speech on the internet will be a big issue in 2021, and perhaps maybe in February especially, with this Aquarius stellium occurring. The big tech companies will likely in this year just further clamp down on restrictions of speech. We have that Saturn and Uranus square forming twice more in mid-June and also on Christmas Eve. This tense aspect will underlie the theme of questioning the governments and structures of the old world throughout 2021. There will be an air of rebellion that will pop up at times in certain countries, especially if we see economic disasters occurring. I would anticipate a large stock market correction to happen sometime in 2021 in the U.S. markets, though not a full-on breakdown of the world's economic system that we could see in 2023, 2024, and 2025. And I have no knowledge whatsoever of financial astrology. There are people that do that. It just kind of feels to me like there will be some sort of correction happening this year. It could happen with all the Aquarian energies, the stellium happening in February. Could also happen later on. I don't know. In May and June, Jupiter will actually spend some time in Pisces, which is one of its home signs. This will be a very auspicious time, and for many people, the stuff we've been planning on doing but waiting for the pandemic to end before we do them may become a reality around this time. In July, we will see an exciting meeting between Venus and Mars in Leo, bringing awareness and calls for changes into the public eye of any societal inequalities still remaining between men, women, and other genders. It will also be a creative and passionate time, and that passion will have an energy of fire to it with the Mars energy for all things Venusian, romantic relationships, sexuality, art, music, festivals, celebrations, fashion, film, comedy, entertainment, and money-making ventures. By then, we may see the virus mostly in the rearview mirror, and it may be an exciting time to be in cities and congregating with people. There will be a feeling of excitement and rebirth, especially amongst the younger generations. We will see 3 Mercury retrograde periods in 2021, January and February, May, June, and September, October, all occurring in air signs. These retrogrades will have the potential to be more frustrating than usual for communication as they're occurring in air. Many lightworkers are going to step into their divinely guided service missions this upcoming year, and a lot of physical New Earth communities will pop up and established ones will grow. And by this I mean communities where people are growing their own food and living in a community setting, usually in rural areas. Protests in the streets will abound around the world this year. There's going to be a lot. More and more people, especially the younger generations, will want to become involved in what's going on politically. The question of whether vaccine passports will be required to travel internationally or even interstate in the U.S., for example, or interprovince in Canada, for example, will be an interesting one. And I don't know the answer to this. Many people have asked me over the past few months. I don't know the answer. I believe that that's what they would like to do, but we'll see how much pushback there's going to be. And at the same time, as there's all these questions in society about restrictions on freedom, freedom of speech on the internet, freedom to travel, freedoms in other ways, there will be a spiritual awareness that will sweep the planet and accelerate at a quicker pace over the next few years than probably since the time of Lemurian Atlantis, which was 13,000 years ago, as I said. And this year in 2021, it's going to keep on accelerating. It's going to keep on picking up. There will be waves and waves of awakening. 2021 is truly a year to go with the flow. Be willing to take opportunities, take chances, and to try new things. The universe will show you the next steps to take. You'll just feel it. For many of us, it will be an exciting year of positive changes, and you might look back next December 2021 and wonder how you got where you are. Also, for many light workers who are more established in their home situation, career, and routine, 2021 will be more of a year of inner changes and transformation rather than shifting into external situations. Just allow the universe to be your guide. Really step into that place of trust in 2021. Be optimistic with your goals and intentions for 2021, and then see what happens. Leave it up to the universe as to how, when, where anything happens. But be optimistic this year. It's a year to make lemonade out of the lemons that 2020 presented us with. I'm wishing you a blessed full moon in Cancer and a happy, wonderful, healthy, blessed, miraculous new year and an incredible 2021. This is Matthew John. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm a spiritual teacher, intuitive healer, medical intuitive, psychic, Starseed guide, and international speaker. And I'd love for you to check out my website if you'd like to know more about me and see more of my content. It's really easy. It's youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. I have a library of articles, videos, and show appearances, all for free on my website. And I also do work internationally with people almost every day. I have a whole number of different private sessions that I do. And I also offer what's called the Spiritual Mentoring Program. And these are 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, or 20 session packages where I work with someone over the long term to make changes spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and hopefully physically as well. And I'd love to just go over what you get in these programs to see if it's something that might appeal to you. So in the 4-session program, which is called Transformation Healing, you get 4 90-minute plus private sessions with me in total, which includes an extended soul plan reading. And in the soul plan reading, what I'm doing is connecting with your spirit guides and my helper guides to read your life plan. I'm reading your karma that you're bringing into this life, how past lives relate to your life plan in this lifetime, your karmic relationships, what you're meant to learn from those relationships, how to alchemize any difficult karmic relationships in this lifetime. Also, reading your future. What is in store for you? What's your highest possible timeline? What's your most likely timeline? What are your soul lessons right now? What are you working through? Who are your spirit guides? And really just answer any questions that you might have. That's the first session. The second session, we do an angel energy healing and aura cleansing with a soul retrieval, an inner child healing, and an unhealthy attachments purging ceremony. And if it sounds like a lot, it is. And we do it all an hour 40 or an hour 50 each time. And what we're doing is doing a comprehensive cleansing and upgrade of your energy field, working on all of your chakras, clearing anything out of your aura that you don't need. And also the soul retrieval right before that is intended to call back any soul fragments that have been lost through trauma. It's a wonderful shamanic experience. People tend to report feeling really clear and clean and energized afterwards. That's the second session. The third session, you get a medical intuitive reading. And this is for your physical health. So I'll be doing a body scan and telling you what is going on internally, anything you need to pay attention to. We'll also be going over the metaphysical underpinnings of any physical issues you might have, and also going over protocol with natural supplements, herbs, possibly homeopathic medicines, meditations, sound healings, exercises, affirmations, and anything else that might be helpful for you to recover your physical health or to optimize your physical health. And you also will get a 7 to 12 page intuitive nutrition protocol in your email along with your package. That comes within a few weeks after the intuitive nutrition medical intuitive session. And you also get a chakra scan and chakra report, which this is for the health of all 7 of your main chakras. The 4th session, we do the Starseed Discovery session. And this is a journey to your home planet. So if you feel like you're a Starseed, and if you're listening to this audio transmission, you very likely are a Starseed, but we can find out for sure in this session. You'll actually get to take a journey there, and it's really an unforgettable experience. People love doing these Starseed journeys. It's just that feeling of being home and being reconnected with your star family and building a deeper connection with your star family, that after the session it can become easier to connect with them through meditation. You also get awakening coaching, spiritual business development coaching as time allows, intuition and psychic development coaching as time allows, and spiritual homework between calls. Simple things that won't take too much of your time, but will support our work together. And you also get 3 bonus webinars: Putting the Past in the Past, Mastering Your Intuition, Spiritual Hygiene, Cord Cutting, and Grounding 101, and my bonus ebook, Developing the Skills of Discernment and Intuition. That's all Package A. Package B, you get all that plus a 2-hour past life regression. And in this past life regression, you'll be traveling to the past lives that your higher self knows will be the most helpful past lives for you to experience. and you'll also be experiencing the space between lives, and we'll be interpreting what these lives mean in context of your present life. That's package B. Package C is all of that, those 5 plus a 6th session, which is the future life progression, which is a journey into your future. You get to travel astrally into your future on your highest possible timeline and see that, experience it firsthand. And you also get, with package C, you get 10 additional webinars and courses. They're all listed on the website. If you want to check this package out, go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org. Scroll your button over private sessions. Click on the first tab. It says spiritual mentoring packages, and you can read everything you get in these packages. So with package C, you get 30 plus hours of course content to do on the side in between sessions when you're not working one-on-one with me. There's also a package D option, which includes additional optimization coaching sessions, and this is for people who are looking for more of a long-term commitment in working with me. As part of the package, you get unlimited email support, meaning anything that comes up between sessions, you can email me and I will respond back with some guidance or a psychic reading or anything that might be helpful pertaining to the situation. So you can check out all of the options again on my website, youaredivinehuman.org. Scroll your mouse over private sessions, click on spiritual mentoring packages. Right now I'm enrolling people to get started in February. And also I do offer 2 payment options on these. And if you're in Australia, you get a 25% discount off of the 1 or 2 payment options. If you're in Canada, you get a 20% discount. This is because of the really bad exchange rates right now for Canadians and Australians. So I like to give those of you who are living in those countries right now a break. And also I do offer all of these types of sessions that I just talked about individually, a la carte. So if you want to go on my website and a package won't work for you, you can purchase one of the individual sessions, like a soul plan reading or an angel energy healing session, schedule it yourself. Also, all of the courses and webinars are sold individually. And I also do have a webinar pack, which is all 13 courses, 30 plus hours of content for $199. And if you're interested in the webinar package, it's not advertised right now on my website, but you can use the contact me form on my website, or there's a little chat tab in the bottom right corner of your screen when you're on my website. It's got my face and it says, have a question, ask Matthew John. You can click on that, type in your question, type in your correct email address. That'll go through to my email as well. And if you have any questions at all about the spiritual mentoring package options, about the different options for private sessions, if you have any comments, if you have any questions about the full moon, if you have any questions about 2021, if you have any personal questions that you want to ask me, that's fine. I'll answer personal questions. If it is something that is complex enough that will require a reading, then I'll just ask you to purchase a reading. But feel free to ask whatever you'd like. So again, on my website, you can go to the bottom right corner of the screen, click on the chat tab that has, there's a picture of me. It says, have a question, ask Matthew John. Or if you scroll your mouse over the more button, and you can click on contact me, and you can type in your message and your name and your email address as well. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this Full Moon in Cancer transmission and 2021 energetic preview. Thank you for those of you who are new listeners, and thank you for those of you who have been listening to me for a while. I'm grateful for all of you. Please like and subscribe and share this content, and I look forward to speaking to you again in a fortnight on the first new moon of 2021. It will be an exciting time as we turn the calendar here. So thank you so much again, everyone. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to the earth, be kind to animals, and be kind to others. Happy New Year. Wishing you infinite blessings. From my heart to yours, this has been Matthew John.